Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. Today I want to talk about resistance. Again, I know a few episodes ago I talked about it too, allowing versus resisting. And I want to go a little deeper into the resisting part. So today I'm going to share like I usually do, a personal moment, experience, and life lesson. So, get comfy and here we go. Lately, I've been feeling a little bit out of alignment with myself, with my intuition, and just kind of been floating and just not really feeling in tuned and allowing. In fact, I've been very much resisting something. I've had this book keep popping up into my, orbit of, noticing. And it's by one of my favorite authors. And I kept looking at it, kept thinking about it. But then I thought, no, I don't need this book. It's a different type of book than she normally writes. And it's about things that I help my clients with, the healing aspect of things. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I understand all this stuff. And I just kind of kept pushing it down and pushing it down. And, it was just funny how I just, kept popping up in my world and then I just kept pushing it away. Okay, maybe not funny, but that's what happens sometimes. And then all of a sudden, even though I had all this resistance towards this book, no, I'm good. I somehow decided to buy it anyways. I purchased it, pre-ordered. I'm like, you know what? I love her. I want to support her work. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this. And then I almost canceled it shortly after. I'm like, no, I don't need this after all. So multiple times, not just that one, I tried talking myself out of purchasing this book or to cancel it. I even talked it over my husband to justify this purchase. Normally, when I have a book, I just, I think about it. It's if I'm feeling called to a book, I order it without thinking or talking to my husband about it. I'm like, no, this book is I feel it. This is a good book. But this one, I ended up talking to my husband back and forth. I don't know if I should get this book and I don't know. And I just was really back and forth with this one. But in the end, the book actually shipped before I could cancel it. I think I was going to go on to Amazon and cancel it. And it was like, oh, it's already shipped. So the fun thing is the universe had my back there. It just kind of oh, you're going to do something, that's not going to help you. Just take it. So, yeah, it came. And the moment it came, I felt called to pick it up. Because originally when I saw it ship out, I go, okay, you know what? I'll just put it on my bookshelf and somewhere down the line, I'll read it when I have time or, whatever excuse I was telling myself at that moment. However, like I said, when it came, I felt so called to it. I set it on my coffee table in my office, a little closer to where I read and, experience things. And then I actually read it, I think the first day it came or second day, but I cracked it open. I never thought I would because I kept resisting it and thinking I'll just put this away for another day, for a rainy day, really. Except it turns out it's exactly what I needed in that moment. So I've been resisting and resisting and resisting, yet being called to this thing, this book, these words, this inspiration and motivation. And it's exactly what I needed in that moment. Even though I was pushing and pushing it away, I felt so called to it in that moment. This book is exactly what I needed because it reminded me of the things that I've kind of been forgetting to do over the past couple of years. I mentioned in a different episode where, it's been a rough few years, off and on. And we can all have, I'm sure too, if you're listening to this, you might have tools in your toolbox, or you might have had a really good solid routine and maybe life happened and you're not doing it now. And we can have these things, but if we get railroaded or detoured in life, because life happens, we can forget the things that were working and helping us along the way. So this book really just helped me. It also helped me strengthen my own coaching practice, my own business as well. It's like, right, like it was also beautiful because I got to hear the things I do to help my clients in somebody else's words. So it was, it's one thing to be a coach and to be giving advice and to sharing and to help people heal. But even coaches and like I know therapists, like we all need our own healing and we need our own practices to keep us, in a really good place to help people. So, it's the whole you can't pour from an empty cup. That is for everybody. So, and that like healers and coaches and therapists, like all of us, we take again. I feel deeply when I'm working with clients. I feel their pain. So I have to do all my, do my own self-distancing from a place like with love, but at the same time be really present. And it's this fun thing. And then also just doing my own inner healing so I can be at the best place possible. So this book really, really helped me remember what I do in my own coaching, but helped me as well. And it's just this beautiful thing. Yet I was resisting it. So it's just funny because like this book is loaded with things, like I said, that I tell my clients and things I talk about in this podcast. But it's what I needed to hear from, and I needed it to hear from somebody else. So it's just this, sometimes we know things, but we need to hear it from somebody else's point of view, somebody else's perspective. And then also knowing that other people are going through what we're going through. And that's why I really try to share the darker moments of my life and the wins, like all of it. Because I could just be here sharing with you all the awesome moments of my life, every single one of them. But then I'm only sharing part of my life, only part of my experience. We don't just have one emotion. We have multiple emotions. And it's okay to embrace them. We all have ups and downs in our lives, and it's important to shine light on all of them and share about all of them, because that's what makes us who we are, not just our happy moments, but the moments of sorrow, the moments of loss, the moments of frustration and anger and disappointment. They're all there to help us grow, learn, and really become the best versions of ourselves, or re-own, like embrace the, us as our who we truly are, our authentic, amazing selves. Just enough to allow and be guided. We are never alone on our journey. So if you've been feeling called to something, maybe that's even how you found this podcast. You felt called to listen, or to this episode in general. You're not alone. The universe sprinkles in little things, or maybe a lot, just throws you at things. Like this book kept popping up into my world, in my vision, in my view. And I kept putting it down. Yet I felt called to it, even though I was resisting it. And hopefully that makes sense. But know that you're not alone on this journey. The same author that wrote this book that I resisted wrote "The Universe Has Your Back." And it's so true. The thing is, though, if we keep resisting it, we stop missing the signs. We stop being able to allow life, like I mentioned in another episode with allow versus resisting. And we are never alone on our journey. You have support through myself, other coaches, other authors, there's so much motivation and inspiration out there. And it's about listening from within and watching around you to see what support is needed. The signs are everywhere. And I think I talked about signs in a different episode. Signs are everywhere. And yet if we're resisting it, then, they'll keep popping up. And that's why we sometimes have things in our life that, feel hard. It's like, oh, why is this happening to me again? It's because we need to learn from that lesson still. So the funny thing about resistance is what we resist is usually what we need most in that moment. So there's differences between like, oh no, like that's just book that doesn't really resonate with me. Or, there's a difference between knowing what you don't want and then pushing something away. And hopefully that makes sense. Is we need to really listen to from within and know when we're resisting and when we're just like, no, that just doesn't resonate at all with me. And this book was something I was literally resisting. I was like, no, I'm good. Like I was in denial, didn't know I was lying, didn't even know I was lying. So if you've been resisting something or kind of putting something off, making excuses maybe, it might be the thing that you need most to help you open up more or change or do whatever it is that you've been resisting. And it's just this beautiful thing that this book has really reminded me. And it's this beautiful, beautiful thing. So the next time you feel resistance to something, maybe take a pause, take a breath, and look inward. Are you resisting something or is it actually, something you don't really need? It's time to look within because it might be the exact thing that you need in this moment. I hope you have a beautiful day. Bye for now.